Do you feel that your future and your success is just always escaping you? You just can't get it right. You can't nail it down. It's just not happening for you. Join me for today and learn how you can crush your fear of success. Hi everyone, Evette Rose here and welcome. I'm the founder of Metaphysical Anatomy Technique, which is a really gentle, graceful healing technique that's designed to improve your quality of life and to, combat anxiety, depression, and all sorts of, stressful events and that you could have happened maybe in your past. And to also not even really need to know the root causes of why you feel the way that you do in order to get great results. So guys, you can also find me at evetterose.com where I'm at to find, learn more about these really great tools. And also remember to subscribe here to my channel, hit the notification bar to stay up to date with all my latest, greatest research and information. So I love this topic because success is huge. This is something that we're all striving for. It's almost like happiness, right? It's something that we can say is generally viewed as desirable. And there are also reasons why people might be fearful of doing well as well. Now, the fear of success involves being like afraid of having achievements in your life, or maybe to the point that people will actually sabotage themselves. Now, it is important to recognize it is that people often don't fear success itself. Instead, their fear is centered on maybe the potential consequences of success, which deep down is just a fear of change. Because also, expectations of success are maybe sometimes also based on the idea that achieving your goals means sacrificing something or giving up something that's really important to you. So it's just maybe enduring certain types of losses. Now, it's maybe not surprising that people might also be wary of what success might ultimately cost them, yet they still want it. Now, it can also be different to see that, that these type of actions, could be motivated by fear of success. Now, in many cases, they may also come off as laziness, lack of motivation, poor discipline, procrastination. No matter how this fear manifests, it seriously undermines people from living their life to the fullest. It's holding you back from stepping into your greatness. So some of the causes of fear of success could, for example, be like the imposter syndrome. It could also be misinterpreting feelings associated with success. Maybe you try to do something and then you failed. Now what happens is every time when you think of again, I want to succeed in this, I want to do this, subconsciously your mind's like, okay, well, you want to achieve this thing in the future. Perfect. Let's see what memories do we have associated with that in the past. Oh, there's that moment of failure. Okay, perfect. This is how we felt when we try to achieve success. Failure. There you go. Ta-da. Now the body biochemically reacts to that. You bring that past emotion into the present moment, and now you feel that fear of the past, but you make it part of the present moment, projecting that into your future. And that's how, ladies and gentlemen, that is how your past continues to stay alive. You keep subconsciously projecting that back into your future. So of course, fear of failure is the same as fear of a backlash, maybe like that negative experience that you had. Maybe there's poor self-efficiency. Maybe you don't believe as much in yourself as what you probably should. It's sad because sometimes there's more people around us that believe in us more than what we actually believe in ourselves, but we can't see what they see. It's called filters, emotional filters as well. So maybe you could also have, shyness. There could be social anxiety. So there could also be a lot of underlying problems that could be actively sabotaging you. Now, sometimes people are also aware of some of these worries, but, they might also lack some insight into the root causes of their self-sabotaging behaviors. Now, in other cases, maybe some kind of therapy work can also be an effective way to learn and to identify some of these fear-based behaviors that could now be holding you back from being successful. And that's also what I love about Metaphysical Anatomy Technique. We look at any subconscious traumas or fear-based type of behaviors and turn that around, find what's the stress motivator, heal it, so that you can reclaim your quality of life, but with ease and with grace as well. Many, many symptoms of fear of success can also come forward in the form of having lack of goals. Now you might think, oh, that person's just lazy. They don't really know what they're doing. They don't really care. Well, no, maybe that's not the case. Maybe they have a fear of setting goals. Maybe they don't know how to set goals because they're so riddled with anxiety that they can't think straight. Maybe they give up. So we think, oh, wow, that person's weak. Well, sometimes people give up because the fear of giving up, because the experience of giving up is far less stressful than actually facing humiliation. It's far less stressful than facing embarrassment or fear of failure and having people say, well, I told you so. I hate that because that is just a really mean way of saying that, well, I told you that you can't do it. Well, go take your disbelief in me and go shove it somewhere else. You don't have to accept that type of behavior, quite frankly. I have a really big problem with that. It could also be that there's procrastination problems, self-handicapping patterns. Now, also, Darren Hardy, who's a best-selling author of The Entrepreneur Roller Coaster, he unpacks some absolutely amazing ways how you can retrain your brain for success and by literally just hacking your system. I want to discuss some of them here with you. One of the ones that I absolutely really love is the get real concept, because gain perspective here now into situations and that separate now the fantasy from reality. Be realistic, right? It's actually really truly realizing that life will go on. You're not going to die from, the most, mortal wound if you get rejected or if you fail. So what? That's life. Welcome to life. You can't avoid it. Mistakes going to happen every single day. Have you noticed that you make mistakes every day, but there's some mistakes you care about and some others you don't? Why don't you just put the fear of failure into that same category? Whereas maybe you cracked the egg wrongly and now you have an eggshell into the pan and you try to make scrambled eggs and you didn't do that correctly. Now you failed. Let's project that same feeling of failure that we give the importance to that. Let's give the importance to that as well too. Maybe projects that we do that failed. Right? Because at the end of the day, any drama that you make up in your head is merely just that. Drama. Stop it. So another one is the 20 seconds of course. I love that. So 20 seconds of courage. Think of everything that you actually could accomplish if you force yourself for 20 seconds of bravery on your primitive mind, and at least just try to do this 3 times a day. Imagine how doing so would actually multiply your success. Think about it. Another really good point is to focus on tasks and not outcomes. Stay focused on the details. Stay focused on also, of course, the journey, but don't focus too much on the outcome because the outcome is an end result of the details. So if you're not focused on the details, you might have a messy outcome and voila, there's your failure. So stay focused on what is in front of you. Of course, forecast, of course, project forward about what it is that you want. But let that then be once you have clarity about that and stay clear about the path towards it. Also create, habits, like it's almost like, what's the word? Like habituate yourself towards fear. Expose yourself to whatever it is that you fear. Because the more you do that, the more it loses its power and control over you, because that's how you become resilient in the moment and the face of your greatest vulnerability. Because you learn that, wow, I am resourceful. I actually can do this. What I felt was just a fear. And you start to cognitively convince yourself that you can do it. Another thing that I absolutely love, and a lot of you who haven't done events with me, when I teach or when I speak on video, sometimes it just doesn't matter. Making fear and failure fun. Oh my God. I couldn't care less about the comments where people say, don't do this, don't do that. You do too much of this, you do blah, 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 blah. So what? It's just a comment. That's your perspective. I couldn't care less. At least I'm still living my passion. I'm doing what I love. I'm doing what I'm doing. And that is connecting to you guys. And at the end of the day, that's what it is. And so I've learned here to allow myself to make mistakes because I make it every single day, just like you. No one is above making a mistake. And so the more you start to realize that no one is above making a mistake, the more human you might realize that you actually really are. Stop trying to be or project yourself and being something that you're not, because that's now just going to put even more and more and more pressure on you. Because at the end of the time, over time, most people also figure out how to operate in a narrow place and space of comfort. And that can only now allow you to become even more comfortable feeling uncomfortable. That is not necessary. At the end of the day, when you have this really big fear of success, is it that you have a fear of maybe, someone saying, hey, well, I told you can't do that. If you have a fear of success because maybe you feel you have to give up something that you're not ready to give up, why does success have to be, equal sacrifice? That's an old school belief. That's a very, very old school belief. Times have changed. Society is changing. It doesn't have to be like that. If you're going to keep looking at the past while you're trying to create your future, stop looking shocked and be surprised if you keep bringing the past patterns and habits into your future. If you're repeating cycles, well, that's why. So all these things are important points and factors for you to look at. But at the end of the day, ask yourself this very important question. What in my life will change that I'm not ready to change if I did achieve the success that I want right now? Because the answer to that question, that is going to be your home play, not work, but home play for today. Because if you shift that, you will be on your path to success. So guys, remember to subscribe here to my channel, hit the notifications bar. Also visit me at evetterose.com. Come see what I'm doing, connect with me there. I would love to hear from you as well. And also keep asking your really, really great questions. It's always so great to hear from you. And until next time, be the light that you are. Thank you for watching this video, and I'm sure that you learned a lot. So guys, subscribe to my channel here and also hit the notifications bar, and so that you can get notified every time when I upload a new video. So guys, also remember to share the video and also look out for courses that I have below in the description bar. And until next time, be the light that you are.